Hi and welcome back to Blue Sky Bonsai, and in today's video we're going to be looking at several different boxwood bonsai. I'm going to be working on this attempt at a windswept bonsai, and I'm going to show you where I put the windswept boxwood and what happened to it. So I have 5 of these potted boxwoods, and I really like them for bonsai, but you know, they really grow very slowly, and so anything you plan on these is a long-term plan. I'm going to be working on this. Now this is my only attempt at a windswept bonsai. And I'll probably just do a bit more wiring in the right direction. And you can see this typical boxwood, very long straight bit just here. Pull that one out of the way. Without much taper on it, so it does look quite good as a windswept. And the other thing about boxwood, because it grows so very slowly, you only really need to do this kind of maintenance on them once a year and repot every second year. I didn't repot any of them this year because I did all of them last year, in fact, so no repotting this year. They're growing very well, pretty vigorously. I keep these rocks in here not as a bonsai feature. That is quite a nice rock. I actually keep it because last year, after I just repotted this one, you can see it kind of moves around still quite a bit, even though it's rooting well. I know it's reasonably vigorous. Where I keep it, just like to leave that rock on so it just holds the roots in place. And yeah, I really like this one. It's someday gonna look like a really good windswept shape. Just takes a long time to get there. No boxwood is a 5-year project. I think this is really a 10-year project, and I'm into my 4th year of the project. So this one's actually guy wired down, and I'm just going to start by pulling it down even further because it's still springing up quite a lot. So I can just twist this around a bit here. Use this to pull it down a bit further. I need to prune the ends, partly just to keep it nice and trim and in shape, but also to encourage some more back budding, hopefully around this sort of area. Because any junction, any fork, you only want 2 branches to be coming off, kind of the main trunk and a branch. Even if you don't know which one's going to be the main trunk or the main leader yet, as soon as you've got 3 coming off one point, you effectively are causing more swelling at that point. You don't want to have 3 coming off at one point. Here underneath it's a bit messy, so I need to sort that out. I'll go side to the side here and see. Now, you've kind of got several shoots coming all out at the same point there. There's one pointing backwards, that one can go because we want them all to be pointing this way. For the most part, with boxwood, as long as you're prepared to wait a long time, you can do directional pruning, but I do need to do a bit of wiring. Here's one that's very clearly 3 coming out of 1 point. So in this kind of case, I'd say, well, let's look here. Which one do I want to keep? The one that's going in the direction of the wind, I want to keep. That's the lower one. The longer one here is sort of contributing to this very long, straight feature that boxwoods have. So I'm not sure if I want that or not. But then this branch is actually growing up, so if I did cut the middle one off, I'd have to wire that one down to grow in the direction of the wind. So I'm not really sure. I'll probably just get off the one that's growing upwards and actually just prune, just trim the end off this longer one. So here we go. Taking off the upward one and pruning shorter. And this one too. I'll actually use this deadwood as the anchor for the guy. It's pretty cool. Got this lovely, very thin copper wire. 0.4mm copper wire, which is perfect for guy wiring. Just can hardly see it. Guy wire in a little plastic sheathing so it doesn't damage the live bark, at least the live wood. Don't really need it for dead wood, but for these bits I do. So let's put one in now. This one I'm going to pull down using this deadwood here. So let's see how long I need. Now I only need a plastic sheath for this top one, which is live wood, and this dead one doesn't need one. The thing about boxwood, the actual wood becomes hard and brittle very quickly. And doesn't grow fat very quickly, so actually you can leave wires on for quite some time. The problem is, if you bend it too much, it can snap because it's so brittle. Actually, wire it looser and then use a buckle to tighten it, so then you can gradually get it tighter over the next year or so. Buckle that around with a tiny bit of thicker metal. Now let's just put it down. Need to explain at this point that all the force of bending I'm applying with the thumb and fingers of my right hand, not with the actual buckle twisting movement. By exerting the pressure directly with my hand, I can gauge how far it can be bent and be sure that it's not going to snap. Perfect. Another trick when you're growing windswept is you still need the sun to get onto the leaves. So it looks quite nice and windswept in this direction like that. Actually put a rock underneath the pot, so it's kind of growing upwards a bit like that. Kind of that angle. And that'll do for now. Looking good. The only other thing I need to do is remove the moss from round the base of the trunk. The moss keeps the bark very wet, and so if you leave it there, it kind of destroys the old look. That'll do for now. Next morning, I'm going to show you where I put the windswept boxwood and what happened to it tonight, because it's not protected by my bird deterrents. So let's have a look. So the birds have come in, taken the moss off the top and the top layer of soil. A few roots are there, just have to cover them up again. It'll be okay, but these are the bird attacks that I just hate. So here what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get the moss and put it back on again. Still got the soil underneath, so. Thanks so much for watching, and join me in part 2 when we're going to be looking at the next boxwoods.